Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's service. We'll begin shortly with the ringing of the Kansho, the calling bell that will signal the beginning that the service is about to begin.
This is the very last chance for anybody who wants to honor any being for the All Life Forms Memorial today. So if you want to have a name added to the list, still, let me know. We'll be starting service very shortly.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's special service. Such a wonderful day. It kind of started out kind of foggy and gloomy, but it's turned out to be a gorgeous day. So welcome to today's service. And it's nice to see all of you as in person and those who are live streaming today's service on the our YouTube channel. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ralph Honda. I'll be chairing today's service. And today we commemorate Eitaikyo. Eitaikyo is the perpetual memorial service honoring those members of the temple, both known and unknown, who dedicated their lives for the benefit of the temple. And we'll also be having in conjunction with today's service is the All Life Forms Memorial. So I know many of you who have submitted the names of your loved ones or pets for to be honored for today's memorial. Today's service is being officiated by our minister, Reverend Mary Beth Hōkai Smitty Smith, and assisted by Reverend Sharon Sasaki and Reverend Noriko Kawai. And today we welcome our guest speaker, who is a friend to all of us, Reverend Yushi Mukojima, the resident minister of the Mountain View Buddhist Temple. Reverend Mukojima served as our resident minister from 2005 to 2013. And then he was assigned to the temple in Mountain View. Just a little side note about Mukojima Sensei. Last night we picked him up at the airport, and Breven and Miss Avis, they were in the car, and Breven got out of the car to help Mukojima Sensei with his luggage, and he said, "Breven, you're so big. I remember when you came up to my waist." So, and another part, Sensei says he couldn't pass up the chance to come to San Diego because he loves Mexican food, because he says he doesn't get that up in Mountain View. So he enjoyed his Mexican dinner last night, and then we drove him around to his hotel, to take him to his hotel, and he said, "Look, there's the hospital where my children were born, at Sharp Mary Birch." You know, so his two children were born here in San Diego before they left for Mountain View. But thank you for joining us today, Sensei. We will begin this morning's service with fruit and floral offering by the 6th through 8th grade class. Thank you. Next, Smitty Sensei will lead us in the chanting of the Sanbujo, which will be found on page 21 of the service book. And that'll be followed by the Hyobyakumon the intention of the service, and then the chanting of Jusege on page 35.
Please join me in Gassho. We gather here today to observe Eitaikyo. Eitaikyo literally means the perpetually reading or chanting Buddhist sutras. E means eternal. It is composed of the characters for a river with many tributaries that flow on and on. Tai refers to a period of time or generation. Kyo means sutras or the words of the Buddha. Thus, we may consider the meaning of Eitaikyo to be eternally chanting the sutras on behalf of and in gratitude for our loved ones for generations and generations to come. Eitaikyo can be interpreted as the Buddhist Temple of San Diego's promise to propagate the Buddha Dharma in perpetuity. Through this Eitaikyo, this river with many tributaries, flow all the sentient beings who have brought the Dharma to us in the past, all the sentient beings who are here sharing the Dharma in the present, and all the sentient beings who will hear the Dharma at the Buddhist Temple of San Diego on and on into the future. Namo Amida Butts, Namanda, 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 Namanda. Kansho segan Yushi Mukojima shigan fumanzo Sanbujo shoga ga o Muraoka Seshu Husasho Bingu Sanbujo shoga Gashi Jobundo Yosho Chojipo Kukyo Mishomon Sanbujo shogak Ryokujin shonen Jo eshu bongyo Shigumu jodo Hisho teninshi Jinriki Eitaikyo Pusho Musaido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shuyakunan Kaiichi Egen Neshi Konmoan Heisokusho Akudo Tudaten Zen Shumon Koso Jomanzok Ioro Jipo Nichigaten Shujuki Tenko Ompugen Ishukai Hozo Kosei Kudoku Ho Jo Odai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Isai But Gusoku Shutoku Hon Gan Eshin Joman sangai o nyobuten mugechi tsudaten mi husho gangaku erik hoshi sai shoson shiganya koka daisen okando okushotenin touchin myoke namandabu Yasho namanda 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 namanda.
Thank you. Next, Reverend Smitty will have the acknowledgement of the all life forms.
Today, we would like to acknowledge the fragile lives of all beings and the influence of all lives upon our own lives. We are not separate. We're not isolated. We are instead fully connected with all life. It's through this understanding of impermanence and interdependence that we recognize how truly special each and every life is. Today, during our Eitaikyo service, we gather as a Sangha and acknowledge all beings who have touched our lives and have often touched our hearts as well. I would like to read the names and or descriptions of beings that have been submitted for this All Life Forms Memorial. Carly, thank you for being our best friend. We love you forever. Oreo the bunny rabbit, we love you very much. Hilo, you were the best family dog. My grandma. Chanko, my fluffy white ragdoll cat. My auntie, I miss her very much. Connor, I miss you. Your family loves you. Masarap, I wish you didn't run away. My mom misses you, Masi. Fluffy, Mr. Pickles, my fish, you were a cool fish. Jimmy Carter, U.S. President and humanitarian. Teddy, my hamster, he was my favorite and the best pet. Trees and flowers that died in fires. Honeybees. Connie Francis, whose song Pretty Little Baby became a sensation on TikTok and other social media 63 years after it was first recorded. Dinosaurs. Mr. Pickles the goldfish, I miss you. Marshmallow. Jane Goodall. She was a friend to chimps and all animals on the planet. Pets who were lost in the LA fires. Seiya and Yuki, I miss you. My Teddy. My 48 goldfish, I miss you all. Masarap, I miss you. Roxy, thank you for being such a wonderful friend. Kendall, she always accompanied me during Zoom services in COVID. Hamilton, my great-great-grandmother, but I didn't actually meet her. Mr. Pickles, he was a great fish and I got him at Oban. Pop Pop. Brian Wilson, one of the Beach Boys. My dad's rose bushes. Muffin the cat, we all miss you. My mom Shirley. The Sweat family members. Chloe. Momo. Monty. Galilea. Himawari. Mia. And there was one submission I couldn't quite make out the words to read it to you, but it had a drawing of a cat on it. We acknowledge these beings who have left this Saha world and have crossed over to the other shore. We also acknowledge the lives of the countless and often unnamed others who have touched, enriched, or sustained our lives, whether they were humans, mammals, fish, birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, microbes, fungus, trees, plants, flowers, or even weeds. May we always be mindful of how precious life is, how interconnected and impermanent life is, and how much we depend on these other lives in order to live our own lives. In deep and heartfelt gratitude, please join me in Gassho as we say, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandab, 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 Namandab.
Thank you, Sensei, for sharing all those wonderful names and all the names that she read meant so much to each individual and their families. So thank you for honoring the loved ones and of the all life forms. Next, we will have incense offering by representatives, starting with the Dharma School staff, Lisa Umekubo. The Dharma School students, Benjamin. Sangha teens, Kobe. Junior YBA, Jack. The Abba, Greg Yonakura. The Buddhist Women's Association, Mani Ryan. Taiko Chelsea Koga. Komon, the former temple presidents, Bill and Joyce Teague. From the Buddhist temple, Kurt Yasuhara. Thank you. Next, we will have a message from the Dharma. Oh, before that, we'll have an introduction. Reverend Smitty will introduce our guest speaker today, Reverend Mukojima, and then he will give his talk to the Dharma School first.
So, good morning. As many of you have already noticed or guessed or figured out, our guest speaker is somebody familiar to many of you, our former resident minister, Reverend Yushi Mukojima. And just in case you don't know him that well, Mukojima Sensei was born in Osaka and grew up in Obama City, the Hōkai prefecture, where his father is the 19th generation head minister of the family temple, Renkoji. And the family temple is actually one of the many that were started by Renyo Shonin, the 8th head abbot of our tradition. Dharma school students, do you know which picture up here is Renyo Shonin? It's a 50-50. I see a couple pointing to the left side. The left side is Renyo Shonin. Sensei grew up in the temple where, chanting and greeting members and just inhaling the incense and hearing the Dharma and assisting with services were part of his young life. And although his older brother was expected to take over the family temple, Mukojima Sensei still found himself following in his father's footsteps. He graduated from Rukkoku University, which was his father's alma mater, in 1994 with a bachelor's degree in Buddhist history, and then received his Tokudo ordination in 1994, Kyoshi certification in 1997, and Kai Kyoshi designation in December of 1998. And Mukojima Sensei began serving as an overseas minister in 1998 with the South America Hunganji Mission in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where he served until 2001. And that year he also came to the Buddhist Churches of America and served Seabrook Buddhist Temple in Bridgeton, New Jersey, and Visalia Buddhist Temple in Central California before being assigned to our temple here, BTSD, in 2005. And then in 2013, Reverend Mukojima was transferred to the Mountain View Buddhist Temple, where he is currently serving as the resident minister. But I know that many of us were influenced by Mukojima Sensei while he was here. I certainly count myself in that category. I never, in those days, thought that I would not only get to sit on the Onaijin with Sensei, but I would actually be leading a service that he came to be the guest speaker at. But also with us, we have Reverend Noriko and Reverend Sharon sitting up there, and I know that they too would attend Mukojima Sensei's lectures and study classes all those years ago. So he's had a great influence on many of us who are here serving the temple today. Now, his wife Mika and he are very proud parents of their daughter Kurumi, who I understand is a senior in high school now. She was pretty young last time she was here. And Oji, who was even smaller last time he's here. Sensei, I've lost track of what grade he's in. So I apologize for that. But like many of you, as was mentioned, they were both born in San Diego. So the whole family has ties to this area. And while they couldn't travel with Mukojima Sensei for this visit, we're really hoping that we'll get to see them next year at our 100th anniversary and renew friendships at that time. So here with his Dharma message to the students is Reverend Mukojima.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank all the San Diego Sangha members for kindly inviting me to speak at your Eitaikyo perpetual memorial service today. I'm so happy to see so many familiar faces after such a long time. Oh, hi, Ken. Oh, Sharon. Oh, Kila-san. Oh, Mrs. Aoyama. Oh, Michi, Naomi-san. Wow, most of you look pretty much the same. Very good. I've got a lot more gray hairs than back then, though. Yeah, I'm not as young as I used to be. Yeah, and I'm also really excited to be standing at this podium again. Back when I was here, I gave Dharma talks from this very spot for 8 years. Everything here brings back so many memories. Yeah, I can't believe it's already been 12 years since I left this temple. Even now, I miss the wonderful, nice weather, beautiful beaches, San Diego Zoo, Legoland, SeaWorld, old village, old town, Little Italy Seaport Village, Point Loma, fish tacos, and so many other wonderful things you all get to enjoy here in Southern California. Yeah, as Ralph mentioned, last night the Honda family took me to a nice Mexican restaurant. I really enjoy fish tacos there. It's really hard to find good fish tacos in the Bay Area. So I was really glad to enjoy one of San Diego's specialties again after such a long time. Yeah, thank you, Ralph. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, my dear, I miss many wonderful things about in Southern California. I used to take my kids to Disneyland at least 3 times a year. But you know, it's pretty far from Mountain View, so we can't just drop by like we used to. Yeah, now my kids really miss it. Actually, my family really wanted to come back to San Diego with me today, but my family couldn't make it because my kids had some important things going on today. My daughter is going to CCYBL conference in Fresno this weekend. I think some of your junior YBA members are attending that conference too. So San Diego is a really special place for my family because both of my kids were born here. I know your temple will celebrate the centennial anniversary next year. Fortunately, my family and I have been invited to the celebration. So I love to come back here again with my family to join you in celebrating this special milestone. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for having me here today. I hope we can enjoy some time together after the service. Okay, it's a great honor to take part in your Eitaikyo and All Life Forms memorial service as your guest speaker. Every time we have the All Life Forms memorial, I'm reminded of a dog my family once had. He was a Celtic, a family pet named Dharma, after the U.S. currency. My father's friend gave him to us and was also the one who named him. Dharma had 2 siblings named yen, the currency of Japan, and franc, the old currency of France and some other European countries. My father's friend must have really liked world currencies. Dada was such a cute dog. He had light brown fur and big round eyes. He snored up like a storm when he slept and wasn't much of a watchdog. He loved having the run of the house. But he had one bad habit. He loved to knock over the trash can and make a big mess. One day, I was upstairs doing my homework when I suddenly heard a loud crash. I had a bad feeling, so I rushed downstairs. And sure enough, there it was, the trash can tipped over, garbage everywhere. From under the table, Dada looked up at me with those big eyes. I yelled, "Go outside," and kicked him out. I was really mad at him because I had to clean up everything. Yeah. So it was such a hassle. After I finished cleaning, I sat down on the floor and started watching TV to take a break. A few minutes later, Dada came back inside quietly, crawled on my lap, and fell asleep snoring as if nothing had happened. He wasn't mad at me. I was mad at him. But I couldn't push him off my lap. Then I started to think, why am I so mad at him? I already knew he loved knocking over the trash can. All I had to do was to take the trash out before leaving the room. Through this experience, Dara told me something important. If I just take care of things, I won't have to get mad or clean up a mess later. I felt that his love for me was much greater than the love I had for him. It was a simple moment, but it taught me a great lesson in life. In this way, in life, we are always learning from those around us. Our parents, siblings, friends, animals, plants, and everything in between. We just need to have the right view to see what they are teaching us so that we can learn about ourselves and grow. When we realize how much we receive from everything around us, we can begin to find deep meaning in our lives. Does it make sense? Dada died when I was in college. The pets we bring into our home become members of our families. And when we lose a pet, it's just like losing a family member. When I was fifth grader, Dada became a part of our family. Since then, we have shared lots of fun memories together. Dada lived with us for 10 years and gave our family many wonderful gifts. But when he died, we were deeply saddened. Dada was my best friend and sometimes was my brother. So when you lose your best friend, that can be so sad. We had a little memorial service for Dada, and my dad shared a short message with our family. I still remember what he said to us. Years ago, we gave Dada a home, but he gave us so much more: endless love, constant affection, and loyal companionship. He will always hold a place in our hearts. He also said things like, Dada performed the practice of Dharma for our family throughout his life. As you know, Dharma means selfless giving and is one of the practices in 6 parameters. The six parameters are ways to bring happiness to others. That's why we call it the practice of bodhisattvas, practices that benefit others. When I thought about my dad's words, I couldn't help but feel that Dada was our bodhisattva, always bringing us happiness and joy through the practice of Dharma. As you may know, Dharma isn't just about giving material things, but it also includes what we call the 7 non-material offerings, such as greeting others with gentle eyes and a peaceful smile, speaking kind words, doing things that help others, and being considerate, forgiving others, and accepting them just as they are. Dada always came to us with gentle eyes and peaceful expression so that we could share a smile. He didn't speak, but his warm friendship always made us more cheerful than any words would. He always encouraged me to go outside and exercise. I thought I walked my dog, but actually Dada walked me to get some fresh air. Whenever we argued, he would run around us happily, and in doing so, help us let off our anger. When I felt sad, lonely, or had a hard time, Dada was always there for me. I never left my side. Even when I was upset or forgot to take him for a walk, he never complained or got angry. he just accepted me and forgave me with a calm and peaceful look, and just accepted me just as I was. In this way, Dada always brought my family so much happiness and joy through the practice of Dharma, or selfless giving. My family was always encouraged and supported by his loving kindness. When I think deeper about it, I fully realized that Dada was truly our Bodhisattva, giving us unconditional love, affection, and companionship. I know many of you also have or once had pets you cared for deeply. Although I've shared my own experience with my pet today, I hope you can also see your pet as a bodhisattva, one who shows loving kindness and teaches important lessons so that you can learn about yourself and grow. When we reflect on what we receive from our pets, we can find deeper meaning in our lives as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. So let's express our sincere respect and gratitude to our beloved pets for their loving guidance, which leads us toward the path of enlightenment and awakening. Okay? Thank you very much, everyone, for your kind attention. Please join me, Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Anda 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 Butsu. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei, for your very touching message to the Dharma School students and to the Sangha on your reflections with your pet and growing up and sharing your experiences with them. Thank you. Okay, next, will everyone please rise for the Gatha, A Special Place? And that can be found on page 100 of the service book. And please remain standing for the recitation of the Golden Chain. Please remain standing for the golden chain on page 90. Golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are wicked and myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and we will all attain perfect peace. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to call upon our temple president, Kurt Yasuhara, for words of appreciation.
Morning, everyone. It's great to see all of you here. Thank you for coming to today's service. I'd like to start, by thanking Reverend Smitty for being the officiant and our two co-officiants, Reverend Sharon Sasaki and Reverend Noriko Kawai. I'd also like to thank Reverend Mukojima for coming all the way down from Mountain View to be at today's service for us. I'd like to thank Ralph for being the chairperson and Anne for being the organist today, and all the MAs that helped in today's service. And I'd like to thank our AV group, Breven, Honda, for providing the live streaming. And thank you for all the representatives this morning that provided incense. So I look forward to seeing everybody in the annex after the full service is over. We're having the luncheon. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Are there any announcements at this time? There's got to be at least one. Oh, here they come.
Just a reminder that we are currently running the winter clothing donation drive. We've already gotten a lot of donations. Thank you very much. So again, this drive is running through Sunday, November 30th, and just warm clothing in general. Thick socks, sweatshirts, sweaters, that sort of thing. So through, again, running through November 30th. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is just a reminder that next week will be our last crane making workshop after the service. We're about a third of the way there, I think. And if you have already come and participated, come by and make sure that we have your name, because we want to list all the people who have helped to make a crane. Even if you only started it and had to have somebody finish it, we still want your name because you participated. Okay, thank you.
Good morning. I'm a crane maker too. So yeah, whatever you can do, just start one and we'll help you finish it, no problem. And then also I'm here for San Diego Asian Film Festival. It's happening now. Last night I went to a sold out thing of a Korean murder mystery kind of thing. It was really, really good. And so support Asian film, and I'll leave the flyers in the office.
Good morning. I know you missed me, so I had to be the last. Oh, anyway, I brought Pops today. I'm your friendly griddle lady. We're going to be selling these in the Sangha, and this is great for Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's good till the New Year's also. And I want to thank the BWA ladies that did all the packaging, over 600 packages, and putting the bows and everything. It was a lot of work, so we appreciate your support. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to invite all Dharma School families. We're going to have a pickleball and lunch social on December 6th from 11 to 3 p.m. And Brian and Lauren Sasaki have graciously reserved. It's going to be at the, where is it going to be? Rancho Bernardo Swim and Tennis Club. And we sent an evite out to all Dharma School families. Please, we're encouraging all Dharma School families to bring a friend with you to join us for pickleball and lunch, and it will be a potluck. So hopefully you can join us. Thanks.
Well, I put this display up because it's about that time of the year again when we start planning for our annual mochitsuki. That's making the sweet rice cakes for the new year. It will be on Sunday, December 14th, so there's no service that day. You just come out to make mochi for the new year. There'll be jobs to do all day. We'll be here from 6 a.m. till 3 p.m. And for Dharma School students, there's a lot of jobs that you can do, and bring your parents and your friends as well. And right now the temple is accepting orders for mochi. It's $8 for a bag and $12 for the two-piece kasade for your homo butsudan. Order forms are in the office, and we'll be accepting orders until November 30th. Okay? Oh, one more announcement? Okay.
Hi. Good morning. We're having a virtual opportunity drawing. This is to support the FBWA conference, which is going to be in October of next year. Anyway, they're $5, I believe, for each ticket. And the grand prizes, there's only one prize, but it's $500. And the drawing will be held on January of next year. So please see me or one of the BWA members. Thank you.
Oh, one last one. I know as you came in the temple today, you probably saw a lot of canned foods and everything that are in the foyer by the office. That's for the Junior YBA's annual Thanksgiving basket food drive. So they'll be collecting donations up until, I believe it's the 23rd of November. So a couple more weeks. So if you'd like to donate non-perishable canned foods, please do so. Or you can donate monetarily as well, because the group will be going out to purchase turkeys and fresh foods for those so that they can have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay. Oh, and then don't forget to join us for the luncheon over in the annex following the service. Okay, at this time, the Dharma School students are welcome to come up for Oshoko, burn incense, and then they're excused to their classes. As our Dharma School students and staff leave for their classes, we will have the adult portion of the service. Mukojima Sensei will deliver his English sermon, and then he will also provide a Japanese message for those who'd like to stay for the Japanese speaking group. Okay, we'll begin this portion of the service with the Vandana Tisarana on page 96. And this will be led by Smitty Sensei.
And please join in chanting all parts of the Vandana and Tisarana with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Kansho Namanda 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 Namanda.
Thank you. Now I'd like to call upon Mukojima Sensei again to share his Dharma message to the adults, his English message.
Morning, everyone. Once again, I just want to say thank you for letting me come back to San Diego and share the Buddha Dharma with you as your guest speaker. I was very happy to chant together with Smitty, Noriko, and Sharon in the Onijin. It was amazing. Back when I was here, Smitty and Noriko were always so enthusiastic in my monthly class. I don't think they ever miss a single session, right? Never, huh? So they are such a good students. Back then, even then, I could tell they had the potential to become excellent ministers. So I guess I had a bit of foresight. Yeah. And also, I was very glad to see Sharon serving here as a Tokudo minister. That's so great. Oh. I know Sasaki sensei and Helen-san will be so proud to see her. Yeah. carrying on their spirit. I'm deeply grateful for their great leadership and dedication in taking care of this beautiful temple and Sangha. We are very fortunate to have such wonderful spiritual leaders. I'm confident that this temple will continue to thrive because it has so much potential. Anyway, I was very happy to chant together with them. Okay, I think most of you here are familiar with the name Eitaikyo. But do you know its formal name? Its formal name? Do you know? Raise your hand. No, okay. So it's actually called Eitaikyo. Eitaikyo. So Eitaikyo is simply short for Eitaikyo. Do you remember what Eitaikyo means? I told you about it the last time I was here. Did you forget? That's okay. That's okay. The word Eitaikyo can be divided into two parts, Eitai and Dokyo. Eitai means perpetuity, and Dokyo means sutra chanting. So in other words, Eitaikyo service is held to ensure the continued transmission of the Buddha's teachings from generation to generation. That's why at this time every year, temples ask their members to make a generous donation to the Eitaikyo Fund in memory of their deceased beloved one. So please make a big donation to the temple, okay? But through such offerings, we help ensure that both the members' teaching and the temple will be passed on to future generations. The Eitaikyo service was first established in Japan, not India or China, as many of our other major services were. It developed within the Japanese Buddhist tradition. In Jodo Shinshu, this service started under the 14th head priest of Honganji, or Monshu, Jakunyo Shoni, a direct descendant of our founder Shindan Shoni. He was born in 1662 and passed away 1725. So in Jodo Shinshu, this tradition started about 300 years ago. I have deep appreciation for the Japanese pioneers who brought this tradition to the US, and all those who preserved and handed down to each one of us. This service reminds us of our responsibility to hand down both the Buddha's teachings and our temple to future generations. We are the beneficiaries of those who came before us. Even the simple joy of spending time with friends at the temple is possible because of them who protected this temple long before we were born. They worked hard to make sure this precious place will be here for all of us. Please look at this. This is the sutra and the ritual book for Jodo Shinshu ministers. I received it about 30 years ago before becoming a Tabuda minister. It is called Akahon, which means red book. As you can see, its cover is red. It's simple, red book, Akahon. And this is one of the Jodo Shinshu service book used in Japan. The cover of this one is also red. Interestingly, in Japan, most Jodo Shinshu service books have red covers. Actually, there is a story behind why these books are read. And let me share it with you. Okay? This story takes place when Renyo Shonin was spreading the Nembutsu teaching, mostly from the Yoshizaki Temple in Fukui Prefecture. So, you know, Renyo is the 8th head priest of Honganji and direct descendant of Shinran. He is often called the second founder of Jodo Shinshu. That's why his image is enshrined on the left side of the main altar. In 1474, a great fire broke out and completely destroyed the Yoshizaki temple. Fortunately, Renyo barely escaped the flames, protected by his devoted students. But then he realized that he had left behind a very important book, a volume of Kyogyo Shinsho, written by Shinran himself. Renyo tried to rush back into the blazing fire to save this sacred text. But his students held him back. Instead, one brave student dashed inside, the flames blazing all around him. But the fire was too fierce, and he couldn't make it out. In final act of his devotion, the young student used his knife to open his stomach and placed the Kyogyo Shinsho inside, hoping to protect it from the fire. When dawn came, Renyo and his students searched desperately among the ashes of the burned temple. At last, they found the student's body, burned and lifeless, but slumped forward as if protecting something. They gently lifted it, and there, inside his body, was the Kyogyo Shinsho, stained with blood, but miraculously preserved. In that moment, Renyo wept and placed his hands together in deep gratitude for this young student's extraordinary selflessness and ultimate sacrifice. Have you ever this story? Have you ever heard this story before? No? I think I told you. The last time I was here. Well, that's okay, that's okay. So, well, it's truly a moving story, isn't it? Yeah. Because of that young man's selfless spirit, it is said that whenever Jodo Shinshu ministers and the Sangha members use a red-covered red book, we are reminded of this young student's sincerity and his deep wish to protect the teachings. Okay? And that, I've heard, is the origin of the red book, the Akahon. Through this story, we can recognize that there have been countless people in Japan and here in America who've dedicated their lives to preserving and passing down the Nembutsu teaching. Today's Eitaikyo service is a special opportunity to thank them for their devotion, effort, and love, and to renew our own promise to keep protecting the Nembutsu teaching and caring for this beautiful temple for future generations. So remember, this temple is packed with the spirit and hopes of those who came before us. In this way, the Nembutsu has been passed down by countless people over the years. So we cannot thank them deeply enough for their dedication, and hard work. Now, as we honor their extraordinary efforts, I'd like to talk a little about why it's so important to recite the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, all the time. Okay? First, let me share Shinran's words about the Nembutsu. Okay? The auspicious name, embodying the perfectly fulfilled supreme virtues, is true wisdom that transforms evil into virtue. These words come from Shinran's writing, Kyōgyo Shinsho. Kyōgyo Shinsho. The auspicious name here refers to the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu. Simply put, Shinran is telling us that the Nembutsu is the true wisdom, because no matter what kind of situation we are in, it transforms everything into meaning and value in our lives. It helps us accept all things just as they are. With these words, Shinran teaches how important it is for ordinary people like us to say the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, all the time. Speaking of the Nembutsu, there is a wonderful poem by Saichi Asahara, who is often called the Myokonin, a superior Nembutsu follower. It goes like this. When catching a cold, a cough comes out. Saichi has caught the cold of the Buddha Dharma, and the cough of the Nembutsu comes out again and again. Isn't that beautiful? This is one of my favorite poems. The essence of Jodo Shinshu is captured in the short poem. It's almost as if we could hear Saichi coughing out the Nembutsu after catching a cold of the Dharma. But what about us? In our daily lives, does the Nembutsu naturally come out of our mouth? Do you recite the Nembutsu anywhere, anytime? Or when things don't go our way, do we find ourselves coughing out complaints, monku, instead of Nembutsu? Maybe we cough out monku more often than Onembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, right? And maybe we only say Namu Amida Butsu when things are going smoothly and we feel good. Of course, it's wonderful to say it when we are doing well. But Shinran actually teaches that it's especially important to say the Nembutsu when we are in trouble. Okay? My grandfather used to tell me, say the Nembutsu when you face a problem. What he already meant was when things get tough, just jump right into Amida's embrace. The Nembutsu is the true wisdom that transforms our evil into virtue. And it's always working on each one of us. That's why when you are feeling angry, say the Nembutsu without feeling. When you are frustrated, when you are feeling frustrated, say it with that Nembutsu too, with that feeling too. Okay? That's the Nembutsu of utter power that Shinran teaches. Some people might think it's wrong to say the Nembutsu when we are angry. I understand that feeling very well. But if we could say it when our minds are calm, it wouldn't be easy, right? It's hard. If we believe that only the Nembutsu recited with a peaceful mind has virtue, value, and the one said in anger does not, then that's actually the Nembutsu of self-power. Self-power. That means you are focusing too much on how we feel when we say the Nembutsu instead of trusting Amida Buddha. That kind of Nembutsu is something we create, not something given by Amida Buddha. It's completely different. If you think that you should say the Nembutsu after stop complaining, or you calm yourself down, remember that's actually using self-power and your own calculation. When I was a kid, I often heard my dad reciting the Nembutsu while taking a bath, sometimes even in the bathroom. Back then, I thought, oh no, that's so disrespectful to Amida Buddha. Yeah. But now I understand that was actually the pure Nembutsu beyond self-calculation. Yeah. My dad was simply coughing out the Nembutsu because he had caught the cold of the Dharma. Just like coughing, when you catch a cold, the Nembutsu should come out naturally, not only when you are calm or grateful, but also when you are upset or frustrated. Even when you are arguing with your spouse, try saying the Nembutsu. Try it. Okay? For example, I'm angry, Namo Amida Butsu. No matter how I look at it, my wife is wrong, Namo Amida Butsu. My husband is so selfish, Namo Amida Butsu. I'm always right, Namo Amida Butsu. Try it. Try it. If you do that, something amazing happens. Little by little, the Nembutsu helps you see yourself more clearly. Okay? Reciting the Nembutsu can make you stop and think, wait, I thought I understand how ugly self-centered thoughts are from listening to the Dharma. But now, why do I still get mad over such little things like selfish person would? How embarrassing. In this way, we start to see our own shortcomings and naturally reflect on ourselves. By saying the Nembutsu, even when we think we are right, we gradually come to recognize who we truly are, full of imperfections. In the light of Amida's wisdom, our I'm right gradually turns into, oh, how foolish I am. It's not easy to change our selfish minds on our own power. But the power of the Nembutsu transforms even our troubled mind into something meaningful. In Jodo Shinshu, we say the Nembutsu in all situations, in joy, sadness, or anger, just as we are. Whether our hearts are calm or upset, the Nembutsu given by Amida Buddha never loses its value. This is the true Nembutsu of other power. Through saying Namo Amida Butsu, we come to see our true selves and encounter Amida Buddha's primal vow. In infinite wisdom and compassion, Amida Buddha is always calling to each one of us. No matter what happens, I'll never abandon you. When we hear this voice through our own recitation of the Nembutsu, even a negative feeling like I'm angry Namo Amida Butsu is gradually, naturally turned into gratitude. How grateful I am, Namo Amida Butsu. In this simple way, the wonderful world of true wisdom opens up to all who follow the Nembutsu of Adapa. That's why it's so important for us to always say the Nembutsu, just like we cough naturally when we catch a cold. Okay. Again, remember Shinnan's words, the auspicious name embodying the perfectly fulfilled supreme virtue is true wisdom that transforms evil into virtue. Okay? That's the essence, the very essence of Jodo Shinshu. That's deep, isn't it? Okay, now let me ask you a question. Do we still have time? Okay. Okay, how many of you have a smartphone? Please raise your hand. Oh, looks like almost everyone. Very good, very good. Okay, if you have a smartphone, you can learn to do just about anything with an app. Right? These days, our phone feels like a part of our body, doesn't it? We wake up checking it, go to bed checking it. Even at the temple, some of you might still be checking it, right? During chanting days, you check it. Unfortunately, my kids can't put theirs down. They even checking it while brushing their teeth or drying their hair. It's like they are addicted to it. You can take photos, send emails, share information, attend meetings, send money, watch YouTube, anything else. Check what? Time, yeah. Yes, so much more. Nah? Yeah, we can do anything. So it's an amazing little gadget that has completely changed our world. Do you have iPhone or Android? iPhone, please. Oh, okay, how about Android? Oh, half and half. Oh, okay. I thought the iPhone is more popular. I know Ken, Ken is not here, huh? Oh, yeah, you have iPhone, huh? Yeah, I still remember, I know. iPhone was released, first iPhone was released in 2007, huh? Yeah, I still remember he got the first iPhone, and he was so happy that I got it. Yeah. Well, I prefer Android. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, it's a really amazing little gadget. But no matter how smart the phone is, once the battery dies, it's nothing more than a shiny little brick, right? That's why we are always asking, do we have enough juice? Yeah. Then some of us even carry 2 chargers. When our phone battery starts to run low, we immediately panic, get anxious, or even irritated. Okay? So we keep an eye on our phone battery. But what about the batteries of our hearts? The battery of our hearts. We get busy, stressed, and frustrated. And before we know it, we haven't smiled for days. That's a sure sign our heart's battery is running low. Okay? The problem is our heart doesn't have a battery icon. There is no warning that says 3% remaining. By the time we notice, it's already shut down. Have you ever felt like your energy is running out? When our heart's battery runs out, what happens? We get upset easily over what people say, feel down about little things, or start blaming or comparing ourselves to others. It's like a phone that still turns on, but runs painfully slowly. It's hard to watch. Another important thing when using our smartphone is the internet, right? Internet. That's why everyone gets upset when there is no Wi-Fi. Last year, there was construction at the apartment right next to Mountain View Buddhist Temple, and we couldn't Wi-Fi at home for a whole day. With the Wi-Fi, we couldn't do anything, so it was really frustrating. So yes, in our daily life, Wi-Fi is absolutely essential. Then one day, I realized something important. When we connect to Wi-Fi, we need a password, right? When I think about it, the Wi-Fi password feels a lot like the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu. Do you see what I mean? Just like Wi-Fi, the Nembutsu is the password which connects our hearts with Amida Buddha. Wi-Fi signals are everywhere, at home, in cafes, even here at the temple. But if we don't connect, they are useless, right? When we don't recite the Nembutsu, we lose that connection. When we get busy, also it's the same. It's the same with Amida Buddha's compassion. Buddha's compassion is like Wi-Fi signals. And Buddha's compassion is always reaching out to each one of us. But sometimes we forget to enter the Wi-Fi password, not say the Nembutsu Namu Amida Butsu. Well, we accidentally switch to airplane mode without realizing that. So when we don't recite the Nembutsu, we lose that connection. We get busy, distracted, caught up in worry and ego, and suddenly we are disconnected. The Buddha server is always on and working perfectly, but if a receiver is turned off, we can't feel that connection or compassion. Life moves so fast these days. Emails, news, traffic, deadline, so many things. We often live like our hearts are running on 3% battery. If your phone battery drops to 3%, you panic, right? You plugged in, right? You stop everything and plug in. But when our hearts drop to 3%, we just keep pushing until they suddenly shut down. Have you ever thought today's chanting is taking forever? Or Sensei's talk is dragging on? I know most of you probably feel that way. Sometimes. But actually, the time we spend chanting and listening is when our hearts are plugged in. and recharging. Think about when you charge your phone. You plug in and wait, right? It doesn't hit 100% right away. Little by little, the energy comes back. It's the same when we chant together and listen to the Buddha Dharma. Our hearts slowly start to recharge. When you are tired, we get impatient, we compare, we blame others. Those are all signs of low battery. When your phone battery is about to die, it goes into low power mode and the screen gets darker, right? When our heart's battery is running low, our faces get darker too. When that happens, remember, plug in. Most of our heart's battery lasts about a week. So come to the Sunday service and recharge, okay? And your home of Buddha is like a charger too. So please use it anytime. When your heart's battery is fully charged, you feel light, calm, and positive. You can smile naturally and be kind to others. And you can also move forward with the strength and live each day with joy and gratitude. Okay? So remember, this temple, this beautiful temple, is the charging station for the heart. Recharging here. And keep your connection with the Amida Buddha strong by reciting the names Namo Amida Butsu every day. Okay? Today we are observing the Eitaikyo service. Thanks to the great efforts of the Sanbujo Sangha members who came before us, we are able to listen to the Buddha Dharma and recharge our battery and our hearts here today. It's a wonderful opportunity to renew our promise to carry on both the Nimbus teaching and this beautiful temple for future generations, just as our predecessors did for us. Our new temple will celebrate the centennial anniversary next year. There is no greater honor than reaching such a special milestone. This achievement is entirely thanks to the dedication of those who came before us, as well as the effort of the Sanbujo Sangha members here today. I'm deeply grateful to all of you for carrying on their devoted spirit. Arigatou gozaimasu. I look forward to celebrating this wonderful milestone with you next year. Okay? Anyway, I hope each of us will appreciate that deep meaning of Eitaikyo and continue our effort to make this temple a safe and a true charging station for everyone. Okay? Once again, thank you very much for having me here today to share the Buddha Dharma with you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.
Thank you very much, Sensei, for sharing your wonderful message for on today's Eitaikyo service, the Nembutsu, and we'll all remember that when we come to temple, it's like a charging station for us. Okay, will everyone please rise for the Gatha Ondok-san on page 128. Please remain standing for a closing meditation, music meditation. The Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, I take refuge in the Buddha, is a dynamic working that is directed to us from the Buddha. This working does not stop at the temple or Buddhist altar. Words from His Eminence, Otani Kojun Gomonchu, the 21st, the 25th current head priest of our Jodo Shinshu tradition of Buddhism. Gasho, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. You may be seated. Well, this concludes our Eitaikyo service for 2025. Thank you again for joining us today. And for those who would like to stay for the Japanese message by Mukojima Sensei, you're welcome to do so. Others are welcome to come up for Oshoko to burn incense, and please join us next door for lunch in the annex hall. So thank you for attending, and then we'll have the Japanese message by Mukojima Sensei.
It's okay to say. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, Sharon. Okay. はい、皆さんおはようございます。本日は三流語仏教会の永代教法要の講師としてお招きいただきましたこと大変嬉しく思っております。久しぶりに皆さんの元気なお姿を拝見できて大変感激しています。本当に久しぶりですね。もう全然お変わりなく。いや本当ですよ。みんなもうリオガナイズできますもん。いやもうグレイヘアもうすごいなってもうこれ染めようかなと思ってるぐらいいやでも皆さんお元気でもう嬉しい限りです。本当に嬉しい。募る話もたくさんありますんでね、この法要後にまた皆さんとお話しできる、ことを楽しみにして、この日本語法座というか法を進めていきたいと思うんですが、限られた時間ではありますけれどもね、お念仏の名称を通して皆さんと共に、有意義な時間を過ごしてまいりたいなと思います。短い法話になるとは思うんですが、よろしくお願いいたします。浄土真宗では阿弥陀様のことを親様または真実の親というふうに私たちは呼びますよね。皆さんもご存知のように子供は小さい頃親への恩を忘れがちで、ね、いつも親元から離れたがります、ね。私もよく小さい頃は親元を離れたいそういう一心でね、親の気持ちも考えずに自分のことだけを考えて過ごしてたことがありました。しかし親はというと子供からね、ひとときも目を離すことなく常に愛情に満ちた眼差しで包んでおります。たとえ我が子が目の届かないところにいようとも心は常に子供の方に向いておる。また親というのは誰に頼まれなくても我が子を育てます。子供がおぎゃーっと生まれてお父さんお母さん始めました、ね、これからよろしくお願いいたします。私を立派な人間に育ててくださいと言われて初めて育てるわけではありません、ね。ましてや他人に頼むからと育ててやってくれよって言われて、ね、育てるわけでもないんですよね。頼まれる前から壊れる前から我が子を育てる、それが親なんです。また親というのは我が子に対して大きな願いを持っています、健康に育ってほしい、立派な人間に育ってほしい、子供の幸せを願っているのが親なんです。しかしね、私たちは時として子供に必要以上に願いをかけてしまうことがありますよね。私で言えば私の娘が今高校のシニアでして大学受験を控えているんですが、私はね、少しでも頭のいい大学行ってほしいなと、少しでもね、将来稼げるいい仕事に就いてほしいななんてね、娘のことを考えずに自分勝手な願いだけを押し付けている、そういうことが多々あるんですね。そう考えると何とも恥ずかしい親だなと反省せざるを得ないんですけれども、また私のような親というのは子供には多くの願いをかけますが、親である自分自身に願いをかけるということはあまりしない。この子のためにこんな立派な親になってやろうとか、この子の教育のためにこんな環境づくりをしてやろうというような考え方はあまりないんですね。しかし本当の親というのは我が子へ願いをかける前に自らがこの子にふさわしい親になろう、そう願うものなんですよね。そう願ってくださったのが阿弥陀様なんです、真実の親と呼ばれるように、ね、 阿弥陀様はすべての衆生を我が子をね、我が子のように優しく見守り、私たちがお願いする前から仏になる道を開いて、慈しみの眼差しをいつも私たちに注いで働きかけてくださっているんです。皆さんもご存知のように、阿弥陀様は慈悲の仏と呼ばれています。そしてこの慈悲の仏は私たちに対してそのまんま救うと呼びかけてくださっています。そのまんま救う。しかしね、ここで間違えてはならないのは、そのまんまなんだったら何をしてもいいんだという考え方なんです。これは大きな間違いであって、そのような受け取り方は大変困ります。例えばね、皆さんがご友人の家に夕食に招かれたとします、ね。楽しい時間を過ごしておいしい食事をいただいた後、皆さんのご友人がテーブルの上の食器を片付け出したとしますよね。そうすると皆さんは自分の使った食器を流し台まで運んでお手伝いをするんではないでしょうか。そうでなくてもね、片付けるふりぐらいはすると思うんですよね。でもね、それを見たご友人はなんて皆さんにおっしゃいますか。なんて声をかけられますかね。おそらくご友人の方は、そのまんまでいいですよとおっしゃってくれるんじゃないでしょうかね。もう大丈夫、そのまんまでいいからね。で、私たちはその言葉に甘えて、ありがとうございます、ごちそうさまでしたってお礼を言って自宅に帰るんです。で、次の日にですね、同じお宅にお邪魔したとします。昨晩夕食の際に使った食器など、これが汚れた状態でテーブルの上に放置しているでしょうか。そうではないですよね。皆さんが食べ汚した食器をご友人がすべてきれいに洗って片付けてくださっているんです。ですからそのまんまでいいですよっていうのは、心配しないでも大丈夫ですよ、あなたの苦労を私がすべて引き受けますよということなんですよね。つまりそのまんまでいいですよというのは、そう言ってくださった方のご苦労がある。阿弥陀様は全く同じことなんですよね。そのまんま救うと言われるためには、それ相当なご苦労があったということなんです。五行、さらに超採用語もの、気の遠くなる年月をかけて、私たち一人一人のために仏の道に至る厳しい修行を阿弥陀様が一人で背負い込んで、私たちの代わりに成就してくださいました。そこには計り知れない努力とご苦労があったということなんですよね。このことを聞かされると、何をしてもいいんだという自分勝手な考え方が何とも浅はかであったなと気づかされるはずです。このように我が子のためであればどんな犠牲をもいとわない親の姿が、阿弥陀様を真実の親と呼ぶゆえんではなかろうかと思います。阿弥陀様のお慈悲のぬくもりは、我が子の成長を願いながら優しく子供を抱きしめている親の姿に重なります。親鸞上人は、阿弥陀様が私たち一人一人をかけがえのない一人子、一子とも言うんですが、一人子のように見ておられるとおっしゃっておられます。一人の子を育てるだけでも相当苦労がある中で、すべての衆生に分け隔てることなく 常に慈悲に満ちた眼差しを注いでくださっておられます。阿弥陀様の親心、そしてご苦労に改めて頭が下がる思いです。親鸞上人が残してくださった阿弥陀様のお念仏の見教えをね、私たちの先人が熱い信仰のもと、私たちの世代に受け継いでくださいました。阿弥陀様のご苦労にね、思いを馳せ、法恩社徳のお念仏を唱えるとともに、本日の永代経法要を通して、先人への敬意を胸に、今度は私たちが次の世代へバトンをつなぐように、お念仏の見教えを皆さんと共に伝えてまいりたいなと切に願いながら、私からの法話とさせていただきたいと思います。皆さん、本日はようこそのお参りでございました。この後またちょっと会館の方で皆さんと募る話もありますのでね、ゆっくりとお時間を過ごしたいと思います。ようこそのお参りでございました。合唱をお願いいたします。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダー仏、ナマンダー仏、ナマンダー仏。
You for attending the Nihongo Howa by Mukojima Sensei. So you're welcome to Oshoko and then join for lunch in the annex.